Everyone, how are you? I'm so glad you are. And I invite you to continue to give the wire the money while I'm talking. Please give the wire the money while I'm talking. And I want to thank Gwen. Actually, this has just been such a love fest for me. I came in and I was the first one here, they tell me, and I'm glad I was because I was the first one to start to get the hugs that were all over this amazing event. I want to thank the Y for this particular honor, racial justice, and in the spirit of the theme of this event, Why Women Matter, and particularly the Sojourner Truth Award, I want to take a second, my few seconds that I do have, and tell you what we know at the League of Black Women about why women matter. They matter because in the spirit of thinking about racial justice, we believe that women are the next best opportunity and hope for peace. That is who you are. Now, it doesn't say that women are any more innately peaceful than men. We don't have that, but we do know that the things that organize and satellite around women's lives flourish in the presence of peace. And so racial justice requires that fundamental miracle grow at its roots in order to get to where it is that we want to be. Now, one of the impediments to racial justice, that is the thing that continues to drive the difficulties with regards to racism, is the inequity between women, between types of women, races of women. A particular fundamental divide in the United States of America is the divide between black and white women. That thing is old. That thing has to be healed. That thing has to be solved. You cannot get to here with that dragging you back. Am I right about that? All right. Now, very quickly, here's what we know, because the League does leadership research and education programs on just this. We had to go find out what was down at the root that continued to keep us from where we were aiming to go as modern women. And here's what we found out. It was very helpful to think about Sojourner Truth in this thought, because she asked the question, ain't I a woman too? Exactly 100 years and 1 year before I was born. She asked this question. And so I asked this question even here, ain't I a woman too? And it turns out, with regards to the advancements made by women in the modern times, I apparently may not be able to be a modern woman in the spaces where we are today. It's not that we all haven't worked together and tried. We have marched arm in arm, black women, white women, women of all races, forward to try to make the issues of our times match our ambitions. Voting rights, health care, you name it, we've all marched together. But very quickly, here's what happens. We get to the place where we come together, sister and sister, and we march to the door of power, and we knock on that door, and we say, let us in, we want change. And then power opens the door, and it invites a representative of us in. Typically, power does not invite Sojourner. It invites it invites the sister instead of the sister. But the sister says, that's okay, I got this, because we've been marching together. And she goes into the room, she sits down at the table, and then she starts to say, this is what we need, this is what we want. Power says, we get it, I know, there are going to have to be some changes. And you're going to get some change, but I'm not prepared to change race right now. We can't handle that thing at this moment. But we can do these other things. And then the sister sees in front of her the opportunity of a lifetime to at least move the needle on improvement. And she takes it. And then she comes out of the room and she says, listen, we didn't get everything we wanted. We got this, but we didn't get that race thing, but don't worry, because we'll come back for that. And what we now know through the work of the League of Black Women is no one ever comes back. We're not backwards people. No one ever comes back. And so when we were looking at how we think about that, some people who were part of our looking at team says, well, the problem was the sister punked at the table. She, West Side. At the table. And then we looked more closely and we found out actually the trap wasn't sprung at the table. The trap was sprung at the door. At the door. When the sister walked into the room at the invitation of power without her sister. So going forward, I want to leave you with this. And I'll be happy to tell you how I grew up as a child and all those good things at another time. Going forward, for the goal of eliminating racism amongst women, why women matter, is you will continue along the way to march sister to sister, arm in arm. When power says to either one of you into the room to represent the rest, you say these words, "Not without my sister." Not without my sister. You do that. You do that, you don't go into the room alone anymore, ever. You go in together, and then what is marched out and created at the table will represent the core needs and the possibilities, the passions and the opportunity and enforcement and the fight for the right of what every woman has to offer. We do this, we heal, we grow, and we go. I know that I don't need to be in a room anywhere where you aren't. And we also know we don't need to be in a room anywhere where Linnell is not. We want to thank the brothers. We want to thank the brothers. We want to thank the sisters, and we certainly all need to give every sister in here big hug, big help, big love, and thank you very much.